Hello friends, welcome to Dreamweaver Crocheting with Love. In today's tutorial, I am going to teach you how to crochet this puff stitch granny square. As a beginner, if you are well versed with stitches like puff stitch and double crochets, then one can easily crochet this granny square. So let's get into the tutorial. For demonstration purpose, I have taken the 6-ply DK yarn and a 3.5 mm crochet hook. Now you can go for any type of yarn as per the requirement of your project. Now granny square consists of 5 rows. So we'll start with the first row. For that, make a magic circle. I have worked one chain. Now pull the loop in this way and we'll be working a puff stitch of 6 loops into the magic circle. So yarn over, insert your hook into the magic circle and pull up a loop. Again yarn over, insert your hook into the circle, pull up a loop. We'll be repeating this once again. So I've got 6 loops on my hook, yarn over, pull through all the loops and work one chain to secure the puff stitch. You need to work 2 more chains. So in all I have worked 3 chains. Now this you will be repeating for 7 more times. So yarn over and work one more puff stitch of 6 loops. So I got 6 loops on my hook, yarn over, pull through all the loops and work one chain to secure the puff stitch and work 2 more chains. So in this way we will be working 8 puff stitches followed by 8 chain 3 spaces. So just continue with this pattern till you have in total 8 puff stitches inside the magic ring. So as I mentioned earlier, I have worked 8 puff stitches inside the magic circle and after working the last puff stitch, I have worked 3 chains. Now in order to complete the first round, slip stitch on top of the first puff stitch worked. So that completes the first round. Also pull the tail of the magic circle so as to lessen this gap. Now in order to start with the second round, we will be slip stitching inside the chain 3 space. And into this space, we will be working the first corner and the corner comprises of a puff stitch followed by 3 chains and a puff stitch. So for that, pull up a loop, yarn over and again we will be working a puff stitch of 6 loops. Yarn over, pull through all the loops and work 3 chains. Now going back into the same space, we will be working one more puff stitch. Now work one chain to secure the puff stitch. And work one more chain. Now going into the next chain 3 space, we will be working 3 double crochets. So this will make the first side of the granny square. Now work one chain before starting with the second corner. Now going into the next space, again you will be working the corner comprising of a puff stitch followed by 3 chains and puff stitch. So this pattern repeats. So here I have done with the second corner. Now work one chain before working the next side. So moving into the next space, work 3 double crochets. Followed by one chain. So just repeat this pattern for 2 more times. So for the second round, I have worked 4 corners as well as 4 sides for a granny square. Now one important thing that should be noted is that every corner should be succeeded as well as preceded by a chain. Now after working a 3 double crochet set, I have worked one chain, and in order to end this round, slip stitch on top of the first puff stitch. So that completes the second round. Now for the third round, again work one more slip stitch into the chain 3 space of the corner, and into this chain 3 space we will be working a corner. So work the puff stitch followed by 3 chains and work one more puff stitch into the same space. And work one chain. Now over here you can see the chain 1 spaces that we had done in the previous round. So we'll be working increases for the double crochets into this chain 1 spaces. So going into the first chain 1 space, work 1 double crochet followed by 1 double crochet into the next 3 stitches. And into the next chain 1 space, work 1 double crochet. So in all for this side, I have worked 5 double crochets. Now after working the last double crochet, work 1 chain. And into the chain 3 space of the corner, work the corner. Followed by one chain. So the pattern repeats. Now as I have done for this side, you will be following the same pattern for the next 3 sides. So I work the second side comprising of 5 double crochets, and after working the last double crochet, work a chain. So just repeat this pattern till the end of the round. So after working the last side, I have worked one chain and slip stitch on top of the first puff stitch. So that completes the third round. Now for the fourth round, again slip stitch into the chain 3 space of the corner, and the pattern is same as that of round 3, where we are working increases into the chain 1 spaces. We'll start up by making the first corner. So work one puff stitch followed by 3 chains and one more puff stitch into the same space. Followed by one chain. Now here we have the chain 1 spaces before and after the 5 double crochets. So we'll be working double crochet increases into this. So going into the first chain 1 space, work 1 double crochet followed by 1 double crochet each into the next 5 stitches. and into the chain 1 space work 1 double crochet followed by 1 chain. So in total for the first side I have worked 7 double crochets. Now this pattern needs to be repeated for 3 more times. So this is how a granny square looks like after the completion of 4th round. Now in case if you want the granny square to be bigger, then just follow the increased pattern of double crochets as done for the 4th round and repeat the pattern sequence for the subsequent rounds that follow. For this granny square, the 5th round would be the final round, which is made up of double crochets. So no matter how bigger you make your granny square, the last round would be following the same pattern sequence as done for the 5th round. Now let's start with the 5th round. Now slip stitch into the chain 3 space of the corner. Work 3 chains. Now this will be considered as the first double crochet, and going back into the same space, work 2 more double crochet. Work 2 chains, and into the same space work 3 more double crochet. So here I have done the first corner. Now moving to this side, we'll be working double crochets. So going into the first chain 1 space, work 1 double crochet. Into the next 7 stitches, work 1 double crochet each. Into the next chain 1 space, work 1 double crochet. Now moving to the next chain 3 space of the corner, work a corner. So make 3 double crochets followed by 2 chains and 3 more double crochets into the same space. So now the sequence repeats. So just follow this pattern till the end of the round. So after working the last double crochet, I have slip stitched into a 3rd chain. So that completes the 5th round. Now these granny squares can be used for a variety of crochet projects like baby blankets, ponchos, handbags, purses and many more. So that's all for today's tutorial. I hope you found it really very useful and interesting too. In case of any queries, please let me know through comments. Thanks for watching and have a wonderful day.